Right guys, it's Sunday night. Liverpool 1, Everton nil. My voice is absolutely fucked. This is the late night agenda. As you can see from the start of the show, we use a lot of swear words and language on this show. If you've got kids watching or if you're somewhere you don't want to hear language, then this probably isn't the show for you. I'm your host Craig, by the way. Welcome to the show. What a reaction, what a win earlier on. I cannot wait to see how everybody's feeling after that one. As I said, my voice is completely gone. I've got nothing left. I feel like I played that 90 minutes. That reaction, that final whistle, everything about it. It was just magnificent. I'm so pleased with that one. It's made my afternoon. Thank you for Connor, by the way, for scrambling to get that image and all done so quickly. He's only just back in the door. Well done, Connor. Divock Origi, said Connor. There you go. Divock Origi. What a man. What a man. Big hot Divock to the rescue. Ferno, buddy, we were thinking about you all day. When that stream went on, mate, you were getting shout-outs left, right and centre. It's class. It's so fucking good. I'm so happy after that result. I'm sure you guys are as well. So much for us to go through. There's been even a bit of UEFA news today. I mean, there's lots and lots of stuff for us to go through. I'm so happy. I'm so happy to be in here with you guys. Celebrate this one. Sorry, I'm just trying to... There we go. I was just trying to put something into the chat here. I'll go through your comments, go through your tweet or your tweets. I'm gone. I'm just gone, guys. Just give up on me. I'm absolutely gone after earlier on. I've been looking forward to coming on here though and seeing how everybody's feeling after the game. I'm just trying to add something into the chat and then I will be all good to go. 2 seconds. There you go. Grand. Right, so how the hell are we all? Have we all processed that game earlier on? Have you gone back over it? From an Everton point of view, by the way, I want to say I was really impressed with Andre Gomes in that game. I thought he was excellent. Now, that's enough good things about Everton. Ferno's gloating now. I told you guys about Origi. What a man. His first touch, though, in that game was amazing as well. Do you remember he got the ball fed into him and he touched the ball around the Everton defender and skinned him up the line. From the very second he came on, Origi looked like he wanted to make an impact in that game. So well done to him. It's easy to say that was a tap in from, but you know what? He followed the ball. He followed the ball. He followed it right back to when little T-Rex arm tipped it back onto the bar and into play. So he took a chance. If you don't take a chance, you won't be there to score. Sturridge was in the same type of area, but he didn't follow it in. Origi did. He got the goal that his hard work and his perseverance there deserved. So well done to Divock. Well done to Divock Origi. Should have scored a few minutes earlier, but you know what? It made it all the sweeter when he scored right at the end, didn't it? What a way to end the game. What a way. Clapo on the field. I'm sure you guys have seen now. I think it was 5 Live did a phone in afterwards. And Liz or some Everton fan, I think, rang in, complaining about Jurgen Klopp going on the field and celebrating. And Danny Mills, the fucking moron that is Danny Mills, was like, oh yeah, it's very unprofessional. Fuck you, Danny Mills. Fuck you. That was amazing. That was exactly what you'd expect the manager to do. And you know what? All the Everton fans, there's a reason they're called the Bitters. There's a reason. Because of exactly things like that. Their manager would have done the exact same. He would have done the exact same. Any manager worth his salt in that position, in a derby, would have celebrated like that. And you know what? I'd have understood if it was Silva and he did it. I'd have understood it. I really would. I'd actually applaud him because I love to see that type of passion in the game. So it was great to see Jake Humphries from BT comment over this and say that he disagreed with Danny Mills and that he thought it was a good expression of how the game should be. And I was well done, Jake Humphries. Well done for that one. It was a very good post. Hello, all Origi player of the year already, said Tom. Look, he's going down in folklore now, mate. What made that goal so funny was Virgil van Dijk. He swung a leg at it. He was so annoyed with himself. He turned around to jog back and then he looks back to see Origi knocking the ball into the net. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. To think that it was Everton's own time wasting that caused this to happen just makes it so much sweeter. Steve Hoare posted on Twitter, he said that he didn't think the Mane goal could be beaten for drama. Well, it was their own time wasting and it was Liverpool's 4th choice striker that scored in the 4th or 5th minute of injury time. Beautiful stuff. The child who lives in a bin is with us. How are you, sir? Great to have you back. Come the fuck on, always rated Origi. I mean, we were saying all week, he needs a run. He's a star player, as Divock. Look, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I said all week I don't want Origi near the pitch. I fucking love him now. Of course I do. But do I think he has a future? That's not for today. That's not for today. Divock doesn't deserve to be spoken about like that today. I did like the picture you sent me on Twitter, Ferno. It's a beauty. My wife had a good laugh at it as well, mate. Shame your man was hung so small. I mean, I'd be pet or mortified if I was that small, but however, I think you know what I'm talking about. Danny Mills played, what's this? Now commentates with no passion. He's a shit player. Shit in a professional sense. Obviously he's better than all of us because he had a career. He was a shit player. He was a miserable bastard then, and he's a miserable bastard now doing commentary. And this is everything that's wrong, by the way, with some of these channels. Some of the commentators you get are rubbish. Some of the pundits are rubbish. They've no passion. They're just robots that just say the same shit week in, week out. And it's much better to have people who are passionate about what they're doing. It brings much better results. Not as far as this bald idiot earlier on. I got called a nonce on Twitter. I was so happy about that. I feel like you don't get slagged off unless somebody calls you a nonce somewhere. So very pleased to be called a nonce by an Everton fan. It kind of let me know I was doing my job right. Internet died 15 minutes before kickoff, so I couldn't watch the game, said Rod. Fucking hell, buddy. I'm not going to lie to you. You missed a good game. You missed a damn good game. That was the most enjoyable Merseyside derby I can remember in a long time. Just from a purely footballing perspective, Liverpool weren't at their best. I thought we played okay. I thought we actually played... We were quicker and sharper than previous weeks. But I was impressed with Everton. I was impressed how they came. I was impressed the way they were set up. As I said, Andre Gomez I thought was excellent in midfield for them. But we won. And that's all that matters. Did we deserve to do it over the course of 90 minutes? I'd say we probably just deserved to shade it. And I would say shade it. They had their chances as well. Absolutely outstanding save from Alisson and great follow-up work from Joe Gomez to stop that point-blank header from Andre Gomez. How that didn't go in, I'll never know. But Liverpool had plenty of chances as well. Sadio Mane missed 2 really good chances. Shaqiri missed a one-on-one. And I'm still furious about that one. I don't know why he didn't open his body up and use his left foot. But anyway, we are where we are. At the end of the day, we won the game. And I can't think of a better way of winning it. I can't. 90, whatever it was, minute. Nearly last kick of the game. And what was so important about this, and I haven't heard many people mention it, but for me, the fact that Alisson Becker came up and touched the ball to Trent Alexander-Arnold made a world of difference there, because one, it didn't allow Everton to just play an offside trap immediately. It opened up space for Trent, who would get a better angle, allow players to have a bit more movement in the box, and then play it in. And that for me had a big part to do in the goal. It sounds simple, but I swear to God I think it had a massive part to play in it. The ball in from Trent was cleared to Virgil. We know what Virgil did there. He went full on Dejan Lovren, and then it just clipped the top of the bar. But the most beautiful thing about that goal, apart from Big Divock knocking it in, was the fact that if Pickford left it, if he just didn't touch it, it clips the back of the bar and goes out behind the goal. It was never dropping in. It was always going to clip the bar, but it was clipping the back of the bar and it was going out. Only for his hands knocked it back off the top of the bar and into play. And this was the same Jordan Pickford who had a little dig at Alisson when Alisson had his fuck up against Leicester and said that he would make mistakes like that. God heaven no, he would make mistakes like that. Well, that's his fucking second one. His second one so far this season. So Jordan needs to shut his mouth and concentrate on you know, I don't know, hanging out of one of those fucking, I don't know, chin-up bars to try and lengthen his arms or something. Because it's his fault. If I'm an Everton fan, I'm blaming him. It was going out. It was going out. Fucking brilliant. It was going out. Hey Craig, loved your reaction. It's been viewed on Twitter 24.6 thousand times. Still going. Hopefully, Mike. Let's see how far it goes. But yeah, it's gone really well on Twitter. As Mike said, it's around 25,000 views so far of the reaction video on Twitter, which is cool. Firmino was dreadful and that's a worry. We'll get to that. We'll get to that, Evan. Don't worry. It's not. We have to be fair about our assessment of the game, but let's revel first in the enjoyment of that win. Pickles should have let the ball sail out. I'm loving that name, by the way, Dave. Pickles, beautiful. Oh, sorry, Far Isle. I'm loving that name. Pickles should have let the ball go out. Tough shit. Guess he'll make errors. He will. Fuck him. Firmino was dreadful. We'll go through that one. That goal will go down in history, said Louise. I mean, what was it like in the Alamo, Louise and Stephen? What was it like? What was the reaction like in the Alamo afterwards? Because Louise and Stephen are surrounded by Everton fans where they live. Pickford looked shook, hugging passes left and right, centre into the stand. Do you know what? Fair play to Alisson. He gave Pickford an embrace at the end of it. He's a bigger man than me, I have to say, in every sense of the word, except tits, bigger tits than him. But from the point of view of if Pickford had a little dig at me, I don't know if I could be so nice to him as Alisson was after that. It shows you the class of the man. Is that the same Caleb that was in earlier on? Because he was okay. If someone's deleting his messages, that lad was alright from earlier on. He's an Everton fan, but he was okay. Origi scoring all around us, cop-eyed singing, having fun. 'Tis the season, love and understanding. Merry Christmas, Everton. Merry Christmas. I bet you felt like taking your top off when we scored. I didn't really do much thinking, Scotty, when we scored. Everything that you'd seen there was just me. That's how I'd be if I was watching the game at home on my own. It's so funny because when I was going through the reaction video and I was looking at some of the comments on Twitter, so many men were going, my wife thought it was just me that was like that. And my wife said that to me many times. Like, how the fuck are you doing it? You're an embarrassment. Like, nobody else would do that. Well, I think a lot of men react like that when Liverpool score an important goal. So it was good to see so many men saying the same thing. My wife said to me like that, you're the only fucking idiot that does that. So yeah, I was good for that one. I should be sending around social workers to the neighbourhoods. Going to be a lot of anger in the households across the park. Craig, somebody sitting next to me saw me watching the stream and he looked at me for 25 minutes. That must have been freaky, Ben. Just looking at you for 25 minutes. Weirdo. Origi scored in every Merseyside derby at Anfield he's played in. 3 derby goals. As you said, 3 derby goals. And Caleb is a good guy, so whoever deleted his comment, I haven't seen it. Can we put him back in? He's an Evertonian, but he's a good lad, Caleb. He was in earlier on as well, just having a bit of fun. He just said it should have been 0-0 and it got deleted. It should have been 0-0, you're right. It should have been 0-0 only for your goalkeeper. And it's important that we get that little dig in. I've seen footage in the Kop when the goal went in. The stand went ballistic, said Paul. I've seen that as well, mate. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's Sunday night and he scored against the shite, said Liam. Craig, cream my pants when we scored, said Steve. Fair enough, mate. So I nearly had a stroke, so fair enough. Just saw Mane had the medic his bag in the 93rd minute and told him to get off the pitch. Divock Origi's now scored 3 goals in his last 4 Merseyside derbies. Jurgen Klopp knew what he was doing, said Connor Niblett. Mate, it was perfect, wasn't it? I mean, what can we say? He brought him on, and sometimes when I see these substitutions in the 82nd, 83rd minute, I think, what's the fucking point? He should have given them a bit longer. Well, that's the point. Klopp all knows what he's doing. That's why Jurgen Klopp's the manager of a football club as big as Liverpool. Liverpool's player of the month for November. That was Van Dijk. Well, he was up for the Premier League player of the month for November. It's December now, Liam. This is the Pickford that every English fan said was the best in the world after the World Cup. Look, to be fair to Jordan Pickford, he made a good stop in the game as well. Did very well to block Shaqiri. He's a good shot stopper. But like, he's been blown out of all proportion. I mean, there was talk of Manchester United paying £70 million for him in the papers this week. Come on. Jordan Pickford's a decent, good quality goalkeeper. I'm not going to say otherwise. He's fair enough. Fair folks to him. For somebody his stature, he's doing well. And he'll probably go on to have a good career. But he needs to shut his fucking mouth and stop him and Lucas Digne trying to give it to Biggin when they're up against Liverpool. It's only going to work one way. That was a beautiful game, by the way, to get everyone lifted, give everyone that little push that we need. Because we've been in a little bit of a slump, which is weird to say because our Premier League results are fucking fantastic. But we've been in a bit of a slump, let's be honest. I've seen not Jamie Carragher, who's the other one? Jamie fucking Redknapp say that he didn't think Liverpool played that well. And I was reading through Sky's scoring of the game with regards to the players, and I couldn't believe this. They gave Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold a 6. Now, how on God's green earth do Andy Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold get a 6 out of 10 in that game? That's beyond me. It's ridiculous. They gave man of the match to Andre Gomes, and you know, I think that's probably a fair shout. Right up until that goal at the end by Divock, I thought Andre Gomes was probably the classiest footballer on that field. And it kills me to say that. But I tried to be fair in my assessment. I thought he was excellent for Everton today. One of the first times I've really watched him play for them. I've heard people say that he was good. He's on loan from Barcelona, so the lad must have something about him. But I thought he was very, very classy in that midfield today. Fabinho, outstanding, said Eganito. I agree. I absolutely agree, pal. Love seeing him in there. Lovely tackling. Sometimes people say that some of the last ditch tackles just show that you're not in position. I don't care. He was making the tackles. I like the way he's not afraid to step out as well. Take a couple of steps into the opposition half. Try and pick out a pass. We just needed... I don't think we had that dynamism beside him today. It was one of Genie's quieter games. He didn't do anything wrong, but he just went about his business. I feel if we had had somebody, Keita beside him maybe, and that's a big gamble, but look, nitpicking, we won the game. And I said before the game, I was happy with Klopp's team. I'm not going to go back and say differently. When I seen the 11, I thought, fair enough. I've no complaints about that whatsoever. Is there any footage of the Everton end when it went in? I haven't seen any. I haven't seen any yet either, although I haven't looked, to be fair. Who do you want in the FA Cup? Said my parents are disappointed in me. Easy, an easy game. I'm not going to lie. I want an easy path through. Who do I don't know. Some fucking lower championship or League One side, if I'm being honest. Craig, Redmen gave Bobby an A. That's, look, I never, you guys know me. I've never spoken down of Redmen, the Anfield Rap, anybody else, because it's not what I do. But to give Bobby Firmino an 8 in that game, I'm sorry. If that's true, that's just shocking. There was no way Bobby Firmino got an 8 in that game. And I don't know who did the scoring for Redmen. I don't know who did. It's for me, I disagree. I disagree majorly. With all due respect, there's no way Bobby Firmino got an 8 in that game. I thought Klopp was the best person on the pitch, said the child that lives in the bin. I've seen what you did there. I like it. I noticed Martin Tyler was showing pure love for Andre Gomez. Oh, mate, you're right. He was only short of knocking one out on air, wasn't he? Oh, the pronunciation was getting more and more intense as the game went on. Started off as Gomez, but it became Gomesh at the end of it, didn't it? He definitely was. Loving him, a bit of Andre Gomez today. A few more comments to get through, so bear with me, guys. I'm going to try and get through as many of them as I can. A midfield of Fabinho, Keita and Chamberlain would be so tasty. Oh, Liam, that is beautiful, mate. That is absolutely beautiful. Fabinho, Keita and Chamberlain. Now, Jesus, they'd run the legs off you. That would be class. I'd take another 24 1-0 wins. We all know we ain't catching City regarding the goal difference. Nah, look, I'd be as positive as I am, and I had to go with everybody today for being negative. I would say, yeah, we're not catching City's goal difference. I said this from the very start. Once they got ahead of us and they start throwing a shit ton of goals, we have to basically look at it like it's another point. We have to think of ourselves as 3 points behind Manchester City at this moment in time. Thoughts on today's match? It was one of the most enjoyable Merseyside derbies in a while. I suppose if you're a neutral watching that game, I think you've seen a good game of football. Both sides came to try and play, to try and win the game. Give Everton their fair dues. I thought we just shaded it. 0-0 wouldn't have been the worst result in the world. It would have really dented our title hopes. It wouldn't have ended them. But a lot of people were being very negative about that one, but it was still 0-0. A lot of people were saying, might as well just give Man City the title now. I don't buy into stuff like that. That's not my mindset. I'm a determined person. I wouldn't give up until the end. Nor will these players, nor will that manager. But I thought it was a good game, McSwiggs, excuse me. How did you see it, mate? Did you enjoy it? Of course, I don't know if you're a Liverpool fan or if you're an Everton fan or if you're a United fan. But again, mate, give me your thoughts on the game, because this is your show, guys. I want to hear your thoughts on what happened today. Hashtag Divock Daydream in December, said Andre. Mossy said, hello all. Divock Origi, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think it's about 12 love hearts there. Connor Niblett said, in my opinion, Alisson was man of the match. His saves made today were just world class. What a bargain. A couple in particular, Connor. I mean, there was the point blank one from Gomez, the header, unbelievable. But then there was the one when Walcott was clean through and he went to go around and Alisson got a lovely hand on the ball and played it off Walcott's foot to go out for a goal kick. He didn't get that right and it was a red card and he was off. So excellent. Really well done today from Alisson Becker. I thought he was fantastic. Fabinho's bird mocking Everton on Instagram. I haven't seen that one. It was her birthday today, actually. So happy birthday, Rebecca Tavares. I know, well, there's still an hour left of her birthday, so happy birthday to her. Good evening, Craig. Good evening, Redman. Have you calmed down yet? DT from Arsenal Fan TV said Klopp should leave or be sacked. What are your thoughts on that comment? I actually spoke about it earlier on, Randy. DT can suck on my Irish nuts. I don't give a fuck what that gobshite has to say, particularly about our manager. I won't be on shouting about Unai Emery and what he should or shouldn't be doing. DT should just stick to his own fucking lane, his embarrassing lane, and leave it at that. He should just carry on calling people nonsense on videos and bullying children, because that's all he's good for. He's an absolute moron. You know my thoughts on him at this point. Fuck DT. I declared this month Divock December, said the child who lives in a bin. You get no arguments from me, pal. No arguments from me whatsoever. Divock December it is. Divock nude calendar for 2019, said Rod. Where's Ferno? Ferno, you could start that calendar, pal, with the picture you sent me earlier on. I couldn't share that picture, but I think you know where I'm getting at with this one. Divock Origi could come in handy in the FA Cup. I don't even know what to say anymore. Usually I'd say no, I don't rate him, but I don't want to talk in any way negatively about a man that won us the derby today. Bobby was a 5 out of 10, said Mossy. That was Bobby's worst game for Klopp, in my opinion, said Andre. He did a few decent things. To be fair to Firmino, it wasn't his best game. I think we can all agree on that. But there was a couple of things I think he did okay. If you look at the second opportunity for Mane, he took the ball down beautifully on his chest and turned at the same time, then knocked the pass through to Mane before the ball even hit the ground. So there was a little bit of class about Bobby today. He just wasn't Bobby, and he wasn't an 8 out of 10 either. He was a 6.5 in my humble opinion. But I just hope he will get his form back. We know he will. We know Bobby's better than this. Whatever's going on, he needs to play his way through it. He'll get the support he needs from the manager. He'll certainly get it from the fans. He'll come good because he's too good of a footballer not to get out of this funk. Is a funk the right word? I don't know, but I like saying the word funk, so we'll go with funk. Red men exaggerate their scores, but they're generally a good channel. Oh look, mate, I've nothing bad to say about Red Men TV. I mean, I came on recently and I congratulated them on the reward. I don't watch many YouTube things, so I don't watch Red Men, and that's only because I'm not on here when I'm not streaming. But no, I've nothing but love for other content providers, so you'll never hear me saying anything bad about them, the Anfield Wrap, or anybody else, because why would I? They've taken the time to make content for people. They put their heart and soul into it. Who the fuck am I to talk down about them? You might say, well, you're saying that about DT or whatever. Yeah, but Redmen TV and the Anfield Wrap aren't going online and fucking bullying children like that fucking Egypt DT is. I cancel my subscription for all Liverpool content except Anfield Agenda. Get all I need right here. Thank you so much, Farrell. That's really kind of you. I did something similar. I used to have a subscription to the Anfield Wrap, the Top Player, and I loved it. Really good quality content, excellent podcasts, and I'll never say anything but positive things about them. But I did cancel my subscription, but it had nothing to do with their content. It was purely because, the same as Farrell said, I get it all out here. I get everything I need to say out, I get everybody's opinion, and I get my fill of Liverpool stuff on here with you guys. But if we're talking about the quality of their stuff, 10 out of 10. I've nothing but good things to say about them. Bobby in the number 10 needs to be binned off. Don't understand why you try and play Salah up front and turn him into a prime Torres. Just leave him on the right. This is the big talking point between Liverpool fans with regards to the forward line. I agree. I want to see Mo Salah out on the right hand side, and I want to see Bobby going through the centre. Jurgen Klopp, for whatever reason, has decided to change things around a bit. I'm sure he has his reasons, but I don't like it. I don't like it. There's a lot of Reds I know don't like it. We're not getting the best out of either. If Mo Salah was banging them in and doing a great job up there, and he'll do a job anywhere on the pitch because he's an excellent footballer, but if he was up there banging them in and we were just losing a bit from Bobby, then you could understand that people would go, well, at least one of them has progressed up in his position, but neither of them seem to be excelling in the position that they're in. So maybe there is a question to be asked. I don't know. Maybe Klopp is doing this because he feels he's lacking something with maybe Oxlade-Chamberlain being injured or not getting in Fekir in the summer or something along those lines. I'm sure he has his reasons. Now, it's very hard for us to be critical of him when we are where we are in the season. I mean, we've got a record points total. We're still unbeaten after 14 league games. We're right up Manchester City's fucking ass, and we're right on their shoulder. Jurgen Klopp has done everything really well. We have conceded 5 league goals in 14 games. 5. That is exceptional. We're unbeaten at Anfield in nearly 19 or 20 months or something at this point. We're unbeaten in the Premier League this season, as I've said. So it's very hard for us to try and pick holes in what Klopp is doing, but there is questions to be asked around what's going on with the front line. I think it's only fair that those questions are asked. I think Liverpool should be in the market for a goal poacher like Rushy, said Gareth Phillips. I don't think that's the problem, Gareth, mate. Bobby can do a job when he's up there. Look, nobody's ever going to turn down a striker. If you brought us in a striker, we'd take him. But at the same time, when Firmino gets back to form, I don't know where we're going to play said striker or who we're dropping a bit deeper, maybe Mane. Mane is a player that infuriates me a lot of the time, and then I adore him all the other time. He can do sublime things. He can just make something happen out of nothing. His persistence and his pace can cause terrible hassle to people. He can score some outrageous goals, but he can also do some really silly things, take some really poor touches, knock some really stupid passes, and really fucking frustrate fans. But you know what? I wouldn't have him any other way because he's fucking awesome, and I love Sadio. Where's that clown that said we'd lost the title in 80 minutes? It wasn't just one, mate. There was a few people in the chat who were saying that, unfortunately. Did anybody else want Van Dijk and Richarlison to have a fight during the game? No. Never want to see fighting on the field, mate. I mean, these players, first and foremost, they're professionals. They're what kids look up to, so we shouldn't want to see fighting on the field. But, in saying that, I did mention that Richarlison has a little bit of a temper, and I did mention that he could be got at and he could be wound up. There was a few incidents today where, whether he started it or not, but he was involved in them. He threw a headbutt at Joe Gomez, but only at his arm. Now, I have to be careful what I say about this. He didn't throw it into his face. He didn't try and, stitch him a loaf or anything. He just raised his head towards his arm. There was nothing in it. It was just silly petulance. I'm not trying to get him banned or anything like that. But he is a player that plays right on the edge, Richarlison. So you will see him get yellow and red cards at some point. Do you think Origi could kick on from this and become a valuable member of the squad? Especially with Sturridge possibly getting the betting ban. Well, the whole thing with Sturridge won't be sorted out until the end of February is when he has to answer the charge. They've given him extra time. Then they're going to have to form some type of investigation. So it won't probably be the end of the season, Harry, when you see anything happen with Daniel Sturridge. But on Origi, hand on heart, I still don't think he's good enough for Liverpool. He's done amazingly today. I'll never ever forget that moment, ever. But maybe try him in the FA Cup, see how he gets on. If he keeps putting in performances, then he's going to be knocking at the manager's door and saying, "Boss, give me a chance." Other than that, I don't know what to say, Harry. I don't want to be a hypocrite. I've said all along that I don't think Divock Origi has a future at Liverpool. I stand by that. It's no secret that the club are willing to sell him for 20 million in the summer if they could have got the money. Let's just wait and see what happens in January. I think that's the fairest way. But today is Divock's day. Divock Origi is a fucking hero today. God bless him for what he did. And as I said, it's very easy to say he just knocked the ball into the goal, but he didn't. He followed it up. He followed the ball all the way out of the air, went right up beside the goalkeeper in case anything happened. He bought his ticket to the raffle and he won it because Jordan Pickford threw the ball back off the crossbar and into play. God bless Jordan Pickford. Let's get Everton in the cup and finish the season off for another year, said Paul. They're 6th in the league actually, but I was looking, I think there's an 8-point gap between 6th and 4th. So another bit of good news from today and picking up those 3 points, guys, is that we're now 5 points clear of the 3rd place team. So we've got a bit of a buffer there. Not that that matters one fucking iota, because our only aim should be to finish 1st. But I'm just using it out to say it to you guys, like there is a 5-point buffer now between us and is it Chelsea or Arsenal who are 3rd, or Spurs? I don't know, I can't even remember. I don't really tend to look backwards in the table too much. Alisson has stepped up in the last few games. Difference maker, said Liam. Mate, if anyone's been watching since the summer, there was conversations going on around the goalkeeper and who we should bring in, and I was steadfast about it being Alisson. A lot of people wanted Jan Oblak, but I just think Jan Oblak's amazing, by the way. I'm not trying to say anything else. Jan Oblak is a top class goalkeeper, but Alisson for me was the one I always wanted in. I just knew he's fit. I knew he's what we needed. I knew his footwork was exactly what we needed. His calmness, his presence, everything about him. Can he spill a few City shots or push things out into the wrong area at times? Yes. Should he catch some things sometimes? Yes. But that's the same with a lot of European goalkeepers, or well, I know he's Brazilian, but a lot of continental goalkeepers, should I say. But all in all, look, I don't claim to have any expertise in football, but goalkeeper is a position I played all throughout my life. I played it at a high level as a kid. It's the only position I feel that I know fairly well. And I could just see in Alisson that he would suit our system and what Klopp wants to do. He would have suited Pep Guardiola down to the ground as well. He'd have been a perfect goalkeeper for City as well. We need a backup left back. That Lionel Messi guy looks good. Is he being wasted in the attack? God bless him. I mean, God bless him over there. He should really come to Liverpool, Messi. He'd fit right in. I'm sure we'd take him. Richarlison tried to headbutt Gomez. I was like, Gomez slapped the diving Brazilian. Everton's the club that nearly ruined Origi's career. Karma is such a bitch. Yes, good point, Ferno. I forgot about that little fucking Funes Mori prick who fucking absolutely capped fucking Origi. Didn't he fuck up his leg or something? Did he break his leg? I can't. Funes Mori, you little scumbag. I forgot about that. You really do love Origi, Ferno. Fair play to you, mate. You're not just doing it for attention. You're remembering some facts about the guy. So well in. With 2 minutes to go, I'd given the Premier League to City, said Gareth. 1 minute later, I changed my mind. Well, see, Gareth, you're an Everton fan, mate, so I'm not going to have a go at you because you don't have to believe. You're an Everton fan. You don't have to believe in Liverpool. Gareth saying there's no one on De Gea or Alisson's level. Gareth is such a fucking lick arse, isn't he? How can you go from despising people to licking their arse in the space of 6 months? I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. But with regard to the two keepers, De Gea's class. The two of them are absolutely brilliant. And we're blessed to have Alisson Becker at Liverpool Football Club. And long may it continue. Nobody knows if Man City will win because, like all the other top teams, they can still make mistakes. They're going to slip up. Be under no illusions, Manchester City are going to slip up and they're going to drop points. Look back at every season Pep Guardiola has been in charge as a manager, whether that be at Barcelona, Bayern Munich or Manchester City. His teams start the season fast. They rack up points at the start of the season, they go on these amazing runs, and then they go through points where they either burn out or they have a sticky patch. Look at last season, remember last season. We beat them and then they went through a phase where they dropped points. United beat them. They will run out of steam at some point. It might only be for a handful of games and then they'll get their mojo back. But it will happen. It will happen. And when it does, Liverpool have to be within striking distance. That's what's going to win or lose us the championship this year, in my opinion. It's up to us to be right on their shoulder. And when the opportunity arises, we have to take it. If we don't, then Manchester City are going to win the league this year. I'd still put them as favourites. I mean, I'm be honest about this. Gun to my head, I'm saying if I had to pick something to survive, I would put Manchester City down as favourites. That doesn't mean I don't believe we can do it. I'm just trying to be realistic. I believe in this group of players and this manager. But I also believe that Manchester City are a phenomenal squad with a great manager and cheating bastard owners. It's gone all quiet in the Alamo, said Stephen. The Revenite might have been off the bench today, but they sort of worked. Klopp's substitutions today were interesting. I think he got them pretty much spot on. Bringing Keita on, he had to do that. You had to try and wrestle back control in that midfield because Gomez was running the show in there at times. DT needs to be banned from society, dickhead. DT needs to worry about his own team. Fuck him. Honest to God, just fuck him. If United were relevant, Gark would be so anti-Liverpool, fake little twat. I absolutely agree. It's only because his team is a load of me arse He did this whole spiel about it. I just, I suddenly discovered, it came to me in an epiphany. I said, opposition fans don't have to be enemies. We can all get along and live in this earth. Fuck off. You hated them, now you're saying you don't. Just get over yourself. My man of the match was Origi, 10 out of 10, said Hassan. Can't argue with that, mate. 10 out of 10. Why not? De Gea is not overrated. He absolutely is not. De Gea is world class. I would say David De Gea probably is the best goalkeeper in the world. I know he's going through a bit of an iffy period, but for me, I would rate him as the best goalkeeper in the world. Kepa is overrated to Pepper Red. I haven't seen enough of him, and I don't think he's been here long enough to give him a fair assessment. We all remember Funes Mori. Origi was absolutely flying at the time. And he celebrated that as well, didn't he, the little prick? We need to focus on each game as it comes and forget about City and their goal difference. Agree. All we can do, mate, is concentrate on what we're doing. We can't affect Manchester City's results except for the games we play them in. Boss Mega said, I know Origi isn't world class, but at least he doesn't sulk and gives 100% whenever he puts on his shirt. And you know what, mate? That's all you can ask of a player. With all due respect, you'll always forgive a player if they're putting in 100%. He says all the time now that rivals don't have to be enemies. He should get that tattooed, then I'll believe him. Yeah, it's got nothing to do with clicks on his channel or him making money. It's got nothing to do with that whatsoever. He's just had this epiphany all of a sudden. 4-3-3, good counter-attacking formation. Now that we've more width and depth, we should try the last season. Agree with changing the style of play. That's why Salah isn't on the same level. Jack, I agree with you, mate. 4-3-3 for me is the system that works best for us, but you have to have the players for that system, and maybe Klopp just feels we're lacking that one in the three in midfield, just that one dynamic player. Hopefully, he probably thought Keita was going to be that player, and he may well be. Marco Silva spat his dummy out when Klopp celebrated. Did he? I seen him in the interview afterwards, and he said you didn't even see him go on the field. And Klopp had apologised both after the game and in the interview that he didn't want to offend them, and I thought Marco Silva was okay about it. Maybe I missed something. Origi has played 364 minutes less than Gabriel Jesus in the Premier League and is on the same amount of goals as him. Do you know what the whole thing about, where's Hazard, by the way, lately? This player that's supposed to be the best player in the fucking world. Where is he? He had his little patch, and now where is he? I mean, yeah, he might be setting up goals or whatever, but he's just not consistent enough. So he's another one that people can fuck off about. The Chaldy lives in a bin, mate. It's a pleasure to have you back. Great to see you back in the chat. We missed you. Origi's price has just gone up to 40 million in a case of Corona, says Rod. Can I have the Corona if it comes? Craig, Arsenal knocked Spurs out of the top four. To say it's impressive, and they have the Manx next. Easy win. You know what? They deserve massive credit. Emery and that club deserve credit. They're on a fantastic run, Arsenal, at the minute. They're playing really good football. They had a fantastic win today against their North London rivals. They took a point from the Mighty Reds as well. They got a point from that game. So, you know what? I'm not a hater. Obviously I want Liverpool to finish above them, but they're playing good football. The goal today, one of the goals, the second one that Aubameyang scored, was an absolute peach. Really beautiful strike, right foot outside the box, curled it into the corner, unstoppable. So well done to them. I don't think they'll be right up at the top come the end of the season, but for a club who missed out in Champions League for the last couple of seasons and have been behind Spurs for the last few seasons, they're progressing. So fair fucks to them. Did anybody see Shaqiri celebrating after the goal? Saw it on Twitter. He threw his coat down like the Incredible Hulk. Good man. Good man. Fucking love that reaction to the goal, Craig, said Mighty Lad. Thank you, pal. It's just me. That was just me. When I watch it back, I don't realise my eyes pop out of my head so much when I'm doing it. I fucking look a bit weird when I'm doing that. Well, I look weird most of the time, but somebody put up an image of one of those baldy cats. What are they called? The Siamese cats or something. And it actually did look a bit like me, to be fair. He was trying to take the piss out of me, but do you know what? Again, I told you I like a good troll. And I thought that was one of the better ones, so fair fucks to him. Cheers. Anyone saw that Son dive? It was a big surprise for me because I really love Son. I did. I was wondering where the contact was on that penalty, and maybe there was, but from the angles I'd seen the replays, I thought it was Dele Alli at first. I'm not gonna lie. I just glanced up and seen it, and I thought, oh, Dele Alli's at it again, but it was Son. Yeah, and maybe he's been around Dele Alli and Harry Kane too long. Divock Ronaldo fucks up Everton, said Hassan. Love it. Hazard hasn't scored in 54 days ever since Sarri said he can score 40 goals in a season. There you go. There you go. But yeah, he's the best in the world. Fuck off. Fuck off. Sean Lund said, I'm patron of the channel and I'll buy more Diet Cokes. Just keep the content coming. Love this channel. Thank you so much. And Sean supported the channel for ages. When we Patreon, he set up there. He's also contributed to the donation for the Ko-fi account, which I'm going to put in the chat now, actually, while we're on the subject. So if anybody does want to help us out, it's gone in there now. There's a link, you click on it, you can buy cans of Diet Chav. They're €3 a can. They're not real cans. Nobody's giving you cans. But it's the way we set up the Ko-fi account to help fund the sub. You've probably seen the new ring light today. I put up a picture of it on Twitter as well. It's an absolute monster. I'm looking at it now. It's a beast of a thing. I love it. But that was paid for by the donations that you guys sent in. Next on the list is the camera. But, you know, the camera's fucking expensive. You're probably talking about 800 quid for the camera. So, if needs be, myself and Connor just front that out of our own pockets after Christmas. But that's what the funds are there for. That's what we're saving up for. We also need a couple of other things. Some new software, some more lighting, and some diffusers and a few other bits and bobs. But look, we told you all this before. If anybody can help us out, go ahead and do it. If money's tight and you can't, sound. Don't worry about it. Don't give it a second fucking thought. We love each and every one of you guys, and it's never going to affect what we put out. We're always going to put out content. It's always going to be free. We're never going to go behind a paywall or hide things from people, because I believe firmly that money shouldn't be a barrier between you guys and content. That's just the way we feel about it. Now, I'm not having a dig at Redmen or the Anfield Rap. They're professional organisations. They have to make a living. That's their job. Fair play to them. Nothing bad to say about them. But for us, that's just the way we do things at the moment in time. We're not on their level. We haven't got the following they have. But you know what really frustrates us, guys? We spoke. It's YouTube. It's the lack of monetization from YouTube that's really hurting us. You probably notice when you come on and watch the streams, there's no ads. You've no option for super chats and stuff like that, which every other account has. But YouTube have continuously refused to monetize us because of a glitch in their algorithm. And this is how it works. When we do a live stream, the live stream goes out live like it's doing now, and then it gets uploaded to YouTube as a video, and then it goes out as, you know, something that you can watch, rewind back, and same as everything else. So what's happening is YouTube is taking that as the same video being uploaded twice. So it's taking the live stream and then the stream that it uploads itself as the same fucking video, and they're saying that it's duplication. And that's what's stopping us from getting monetized. Nothing about cursing, nothing about, you know, using other people's content, none of that stuff. It's purely a glitch in their own fucking algorithm, and we can't find somebody to talk to about it. We can't get any answer from emails. We're banging our heads against a brick wall. And to give you an example, we're probably losing out on maybe 500 or 600 quid a month, something like that, depending on how good the month is. And that's just from ad revenue and stuff like that, and a few other bits and pieces. And you think about that over the last 9 months that we've been going here. That's a lot of money. That's like four and a half grand worth of income that could have been used to buy new material, that could have been used for giveaways, that could have been used to go over meet people in the UK, could have been used to film, bring people over for chats. So much stuff we want to do. And it killed us to put out the crowdfunding thing, because it's the last thing in the world we wanted to do. But we were left with no choice. It was that or pack up the channel, because we were paying for this monthly out of our own pockets. There's other costs we haven't spoken about as well. And we're just like banging our heads against the fucking wall. But we don't give up. Like we said earlier on, we won't fucking give up. Liverpool won't give up. We won't give up. And that's the whole story behind the Ko-fi. So it's in there anyway, but thank you for that one. Tom24 said, Tom. Thank you, Tom. Your reaction to the goal was brilliant, said Nathan. Thank you, Nathan. It's really kind of you. It's half brilliant maybe, but it's really fucking embarrassing when I watch it back. But it's genuine. That's all I can say about it. It's fucking, it's scary. I actually feel like I might be having a stroke when I watch it back. You wonder why Klopp didn't bring on Aubameyang, bring him in. Do you know what? It was a weird. That whole Aubameyang situation was weird for years. He was always linked with clubs, but look, Arsenal took the plunge and he's doing well for them. Merseyside is red, North London is red, and Manchester is... Oh, wait, said Harry. It's definitely fucking blue. Hit the like button, lads, said Brian Morrissey. Please do. And of course, if you're new to the stream or you're watching for the first time, please do hit the subscribe button. Can anybody check our subscriber numbers while they're there? I haven't got a chance to. From where I am, I can't see it on my screen. We're hoping to get towards 4,800 soon, which is brilliant. Yeah, 5,000 was our target for the entire season, and we're flying along. So thank you to everyone that's helped us out. Thank you to everyone that supports us and comes on every night. Let's get this channel to be massive. Craig and Connor deserve it, said Sean. Thank you, Sean. Ben Deeney said, rule number 1, drink diet chav. Rule number 2, see rule number 1. George Weah was Belgian first, but then found out that Origi would play in the future, so moved to Africa. So many beautiful Divock Origi stories are going to be coming out this week. I'm sure if you were allowed super chat, we'd have bosses. Bossed it by now, said G.I. Jose. Mate, it would make a world of difference to us. It really would. But it's just something that's not available to us because of that stupid glitch. There's no need to splash the catch. Your setup is fantastic anyway. Best LFC channel on YouTube, said It's Alex. Thank you, mate. That's really kind. Setup is really simple. It's a green screen that's on my wall here behind me. It's 2 meters by 1 meter. So what's that? 6.5, 7 foot by 3.5 foot, something like that. It sits on top of a radiator in my bedroom. That's what's behind me. So the Anfield you can see behind me there is just the OBS image projected onto the green screen. I then have a computer screen in front of me here. I have got a wireless keyboard and mouse. I use a MacBook Pro to power everything, but that has the fan kicks in on that because there's so much processors working and so many programs working at once that I have to have that about 10 feet away so the mic doesn't pick up the noise from the fan. So I've got that over there as well, and then I've got the ring light behind me just over there in the corner, and then of course I have the microphone here that you guys can't really see, which is hooked to a boom arm, and that sits on the table here beside me. And there's a few other bits and pieces as well. There's the camera that sits on top of the monitor that streams this stuff live. So as you can see, there's a lot of equipment involved, and that's just for a bedroom setup. So if we want to go and make documentaries and stuff and film live, and we want to film our podcast, which we're going to start bringing back, we want to film that live in the studio together, and we have a place now that we can start building the studio to a degree. So it's exciting times. It's exciting times for me and Connor. It's exciting times for Anfield Agenda and for our new project Crack On that we're working on in the background, which I have to keep saying won't be anything to do with football. So it's not going to be something that complements Anfield Agenda. It's going to be a completely separate project. But I cannot wait. I'm really looking forward to getting that one up and going. Probably going to be March by the time we get it ready. Eat crap when I'm looking at the game. I had so running shit every 5 minutes, but do anything for LFC, said Lars. Craig, there's no need to splash the cash. We've done that one. Got to go, Craig. Enjoy the stream, said Nathan. Thank you, pal. Great to have you with us. October said, I just got a new filming camera for about 450 US, refurbished from Canon. Runs like an absolute dream. The October, I have to be honest here, Connor is the guy that picks out that type of stuff. I'm just the person who sits in front of the camera and does the talking. Connor runs all the tech side of stuff, so I leave that completely up to him. Canon is the make I know that he said he wanted to get, and we're hoping maybe in the January sales to pick one up at a discounted price. And another good tip for anybody who's looking for anything like that is on Amazon. Amazon have a section for returned items, and by returned items what I mean is somebody gets something ordered to their house, they look at it and realise it was either the wrong one that they ordered, or they take it out of the box, look at it, and for some reason just send it back because they realise they don't need it or whatever. That gets sent back to Amazon, and they sell that then at a discount because the box has been opened. So you can pick up some fantastic bargains. The ring light that we used for the one we bought the other day, that was one of those things. I spoke about that earlier on. We picked that up for 20% less than it should have been, and then we got another 20% off because it was Black Friday, so we really saved. And I've seen some cameras as well that were down from £1,000 down to about 600. So there's some really good discounts to be had if you're looking for stuff. So do check out that section on Amazon if you're ever looking for any equipment or anything. They don't just sell equipment, like literally. I ordered mad stuff from Amazon. I ordered a kilo of M&Ms from Amazon. A fucking kilo of M&Ms. I ordered 4 kilos of M&Ms, I've got to be honest. But you don't get this figure and this physique by not eating M&Ms. I mean, this is hardly somebody who eats fucking vegetables every day and, you know, looks after himself. I have a very, I get these man boobs for a reason. But I embrace them. It is what it is. I used to be 21 stone nearly, and I lost a lot of weight. So when people come on and call me fat or whatever, I just laugh because I used to be fucking huge. So when they call me fat now, it just makes me smile. Scotty pal, I'll talk to you soon. Now we enjoyed the result. What about the performance, said Brian. Now this is the question, mate, isn't it? We've had the enjoyment, now let's start breaking it down. We'll still enjoy it, but you're right, let's break it down. The performance wasn't great, Brian. I think it was a bit of an improvement, mate. It was certainly an improvement on what we've seen against Paris Saint-Germain. I thought the intensity was much higher. That could have been a natural thing because of the derby. I thought we were taking one touch less, moving the ball around, which was good. I still thought there wasn't enough movement sometimes in front of the back four and the defensive midfield when they had the ball. There was no options for them at times. Salah, I feel, is isolated at times in the channel, and I keep saying the same thing. But yeah, it's great picking him out with long diagonal balls, but if there's no runners backing him up, he's going to be out there waiting up against 3 players. And his hold-up play today was very good. So the performance for me was probably a 6.5 out of 10 for Liverpool. We can do much better than that. The defence was really good, but still Everton created some opportunities. What do you guys think though? Because this is your show. I want to know what you thought of the performance. Let me know. I see Andre gave it a 6 out of 10. Typical performance this season. Not great, but not bad either. Missing something. 6 out of 10 for Brian or for Andre. So thank you for that one, Andre. Next match, Burnley and Sturridge or Origi to start, said Easy LFC. Or Easy Liverpool LFC. Or Easy Liverpool FC 70. How the fuck could I not read that out? Easy Liverpool FC 77. I will just call you LFC 77 if that's okay, pal. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting game. Usually you would think shit away to Burnley going to be tough, but Burnley are, as we know, not in a great vein of form. So I would hope we can go there and get the job done and pick up another 3 points. And that will be 15 fucking games, guys. 15 games into the season and still unbeaten if we pick up 3 points there. Or a draw, but I want 3 points. Craig, is there nothing us viewers can do with regards to helping the YouTube situation? There must be an email we can all badger. Kev, your guess is as good as mine, buddy. We've sent emails to any ones we can find. I've tried to contact them on Twitter. I've tried lots, but... Craig, what does your girlfriend think about African agenda? Mate, I'm married. 11... Is it 11? I think it's 11 years. Shit, I think it's 11 years. She'll fucking kill me if she watches this. I'm with the girl 18 years, married 10 or 11 years. I think it's 11. She loves it because it gives me something to get my teeth stuck into. And it doesn't interfere with family time because it's mostly at night time when the kids are in bed and she's winding down as well. So it's good. I think she likes it. Sometimes I can get a little bit too wound up, and sometimes I can feel like I'm a little bit under pressure, and that might interfere family life a little bit. But all she ever asks for is that when I go on holidays, I leave it aside and we enjoy the holiday, and I try and stick to those rules because she doesn't ask me for much. I have an idea for a podcast. A podcast pub one day for members to come in, chill, chat live or something. We had a very similar thought before Jose, or GI Jose, for something similar on our website actually. The performance again wasn't great, said Kevlar. Craig is a rare white M&M. There you go. I love peanut M&Ms, by the way, not the normal M&Ms. I can't be doing with them. It has to be peanut. And the trick is, I think I've said this before, lash them motherfuckers in the freezer. Throw them M&Ms in the freezer and they are delicious. I always mention how Divock is our saviour, and today he literally was our saviour, said Will. He was, mate. He really was. God bless him. It was a really fair game up until the 70th minute when we dominated the rest of the match, said It's Alex. There was a period during the second half where Everton had 63% possession or something. Now I think overall we shaded it with 50 something percent, 57 maybe percent possession. But look, possession doesn't mean anything. It just means you had more of the fucking ball. It's what you do with it that's important. Ferno said, I thought Origi's been good against Red Star when he came on and also in this game. Especially when he rinsed someone on the right and crossed the ball in. That was class. That was really, really good, Ferno. His movement, his pace and his cleverness for that move you're talking about there was excellent. Christopher, always a pleasure, pal. Talk to you soon. Cameron Chapman said, new sub, love the channel and content, pal. Thank you so much, Cameron. Pleasure to have you, mate. Great to have you with us. I hope you continue to enjoy the content. And please do post into the chat, mate, because we like to get to know everybody. So thank you for subscribing, and again, hope you continue to enjoy it. Over this month, Klopp must try Origi up front, said Mossy Wassy. 5 Live was buzzing with toffees, fuming with Klopp. Who gives a shit? He got lost in the moment. I mean, one thing that fucking idiot Danny Mills said, he tried to compare Klopp running onto the field to a fan running onto the field and how dangerous it could be. That's what he tried to compare it to. So he tried to compare the manager of a football club who was already on the sideline running onto the field to the same as a fan running out of the stand onto the field towards a player. That's the type of fucking stupidity we're dealing with when we have to listen to these morons. Now, there's a reason, as I said earlier on, why Everton are called the bidders. They're going to find anything to whine about. They're moaning about Klopp. They should be pissed off with their goalkeeper. If they want to point the finger anywhere, point it at your keeper, because he cost you that game today. Klopp running onto the field, I love seeing that. I would love to see that if it was fucking Arsene Wenger, if it was Unai Emery. I know Wenger isn't around anymore. If it was Unai Emery, if it was fucking anybody, any manager, I don't give a fuck. That's what football's about. It's passion. And that's what you want to see from your manager. It means something to him. It means as much to Kloppo as it did to everybody in the stands, as it does to us watching at home. So if people think that that's wrong and they want that removed from the game, but that they're fine with players diving, cheating, falling, rolling around the ground, but this is what they want to complain about, not having it, sorry. It's just bitterness, and just accept it. And fair play to the guy on 5 Live. He asked everyone that was ringing in, well, if it was Silva and you'd won it, do you think that you'd be okay? And they were all like, oh yes, I'd be fine, but our manager has more decorum than that, so he wouldn't. Fuck off. It's just nonsense. What's the name of the other channel, Craig? The one you recently made, a podcast or something? Haven't made it yet, buddy. The channel isn't up and running. We're still working on the developmental side of things. It's called Crack On, spelled C-R-A-I-C-O-N. So half of my name, half of Connor's name, and come together, spelled Crack On, which works quite well, I think. What have we got? What's the name of the other channel doing that? Origi gets a 10 and Ferno gets a hard on. Yes, he does. Ferno's toaster. You must have got lashed out with Ferno, did it? We did okay, but must improve with our scoring. Could have been 3 or 4-0, said Kenzood. Apologies for running onto the pitch earlier today, but I subbed on Divock so he could score the winner, so I must be forgiven. Plan worked, of course, said Kloppo. Mate, you never have to apologise to us. We love your antics. Craig gonna be in the doghouse if it's not 11 years. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it was 2007 when we got married. I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was. I don't know. Craig, have to shoot on. See you all tomorrow night. Up the Reds. I know we're together 18 years. We were together 18 years on Halloween. That much I know. So I'm safe on that one. Yeah, Crack On is the new channel. Brian, thank you, mate. We spell it a little bit differently. I'll show you guys how we spell it in the chat. And this isn't an accident, by the way. So that's the way it's going to be spelled. Capital T, capital R, capital A, small or lowercase I, capital C, capital O, capital N. The reason being, we want the I, when we're doing the logo, the I will look like a microphone. Craig, can I send you something on Twitter, mate? Please do. It's Alex. You can either tag me in it, mate, or DM me, but I'll put my Twitter handle in here for you now, just in case you don't know it. Oh, I want you guys to vote on something from me if that's okay. Bear with me 1 second here. I'm trying to get this stupid fucking thing to work. One second, I'm just going to put my Twitter handle in here for you just in case you don't know it. There we go. Yeah, so it's Cop Craig, that's my Twitter handle. But the question that I have for you all, and I know this is a little bit indulgent, so apologies. As you can see, if anyone that followed me on Twitter knows my Twitter handle used to be CopJaffer_LFC, but I changed it. I've got two choices. I'm going to put them both in, and I want you guys to let me know which one you prefer, if that's okay. So, where the fuck is the @ on my keyboard? This thing is a lying piece of shit. No. The keyboard that I bought, the wireless one, some of the keys aren't what they say on the keys, which is fucking hilarious. There we go. Okay, so there's two options. Why the fuck is it not working now? How the fuck? Sorry guys, bear with me. That's weird. One of my buttons worked a second ago, now it's not working. There we go. Right, so here we go. Okay, so which one of these two do you guys think is better for Twitter? I know this is a little bit self-indulgent, but I do want your help, so bear with me. Okay, there they are. They're both gone in. So for those of you that aren't reading or just seeing it, the first one is Cop Craig, which is my name now, and the second one is @Craig the host. And the reason why the second one is @Craig the host, and it has nothing to do with Liverpool, is when we start crack on, and my Twitter account is my own Twitter account, I don't want to be pigeonholed into just being talking about Liverpool. My account will mostly talk about Liverpool, but my name, I want it to be a little bit more professional, so bear that in mind before you start lashing in Cop Craig all over the place. There's a reason that there's no Liverpool mention in it. And thank you, by the way, and apologies for that bit of indulgency. Right, where we go. On the performances though, guys, anybody else any thoughts on the performance today? Still sweating from the pitch invasion, said Kloppo. Alisson was magnificent today. He saved us from a couple complete embarrassment against PSG. And good night to Tom as well. Good night to you, mate. Always a pleasure to have you on. Brian's the same about the performance level. Klopp is a danger. Kick Anfield agenda out for spamming. I really should. Fuck him, kick him out, he's spamming. Ah, they all went in, that's mad. I can't believe all those comments went in. That's hilarious. I'm going to remove them all now because I like to be neat and tidy. I didn't know all them comments went in. That's nuts. This is why Connor's the brains of the operation and I'm not. Now I've removed them all. Apologies, except one. Operator malfunction, absolutely. Nightbot. Nightbot's been given the boot, by the way. If you don't notice, he hasn't been around. We managed to defuse Nightbot. Cop Craig, Cop Craig, Cop Craig. The second one for LFC underscore. Cop Craig. Divaki who dances with dinosaurs. There's a name for you. Craig the host, there, Brian. Cop Craig, Cop Craig. Go with Craig the host if you're looking to start a new pod soon. Craig Vok. There, that's a beautiful name, Rod. Craig Vok is a beautiful name. Craig the host, seeing there's nothing to do with Liverpool. It's tough sometimes getting a Twitter handle, isn't it? Or on Instagram, if you guys have tried to try and find the one that you think is perfect. Ragnar Klavan, the GOAT, said, I wish there was time to pull off a step over before firing the screamer into the top corner from the halfway line in the 96th minute to win the game. Yerry Mina was taking his full Ragnar Klavan. I don't know what the phrase I'm looking for is. He was doing the step overs. He was going full on Ragnar Klavan at one point. Chairman Craig. That makes me sound like Chairman Mao, like a fucking dictator. G.I. Jose, talk to you really soon, guys. Pleasure to have you on as always. Why did he defuse Johnny 5 Nightbot? He was a pain in the arse, Kev. He was booting people out left, right and centre. Absolutely no idea why, but he was just going, nah, don't like you, fuck off. Sunday afternoon tango with a T-Rex written by Big Cock Divock, said Andre. Craig the rare white M&M, that's my vote. Bit long, Craig the rare white M&M. People will think I'm a rapper or something. Nightbot went proper Terminator rogue, said Brian. Loving the Origi propaganda, said Ferno. He deserves it. He fucking deserves it, mate. Why not? Why not? He absolutely deserves it today. Today is Divock's day. He will go down in folklore for that goal. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I thought the ref was going to blow up before we even got time to take the free kick. But for the free kick to be taken, the goal to be scored, Everton to kick off, Everton to go down the other end, and still have time for a throw in. I don't know where he was getting that time from. My heart was in my mouth when they got the throw in. I was thinking, can you imagine if these fuckers equalised from that throw in? Oh, I don't know. If you thought the first reaction was heated, the second one would have been worse. Another win on Wednesday, please, said Mighty Lad. Right, do you know what? On that, give us some team selections for Wednesday. What do you guys think for the game against Burnley? Who would you like to see start? Without the Origi propaganda, who would you guys like to see start that game? Let's go and try and put a starting 11 together. I remember saying the Origi propaganda in here. I'm so happy, forgot how fast Divock is, said Susan Cox. Ah, Susan, haven't spoken to you in a while. Great to have you on. That move down the right, the one that Ferno was talking about earlier on, the touch around the defender, light and stuff. I love how Divock was super positive about the team in the interview after, said Brian. I actually haven't seen that interview. I had to have it on mute because I was still on a live stream. I must watch it back. Origi to win December Player of the Month. It's in the bag already, said Niall. You can't have to. It has to be. Unless somebody goes and bags a hat-trick against United, Niall, then maybe he'll have a bit of competition. Origi is now a legend, but hopefully he wants more, said Tom. Absolutely, mate. I love that comment. I really hope he's hungry as well, and I hope he wants to go and prove himself. And I hope that he's knocking on the manager's door saying, Gaffer, you gave me a chance. I did it for you. Give me another chance. Could easily have been a sour cunt, said Brian. Absolutely. Absolutely. But that's the type of team that Klopp has fostered. Klopp has people with a good mentality in there. He's no troublemakers in the dressing room. So yeah, that's part of being in that environment. So well done to him. As you said, he could have been sour about it, but he wasn't. Origi for Player of the Season, said Chris Taylor. He's only 23 as well, as Ferno put in earlier on. 23 is so young, especially for his position. Like, I feel like somebody like Origi probably won't hit their best till they're 27, 28. No problem, Alex. I'll have a look at that on Twitter when I'm finished, buddy. I think we're going to do a 4-2-3-1, the same lineup as today. With Henderson back in, I don't know if he'll go with the same lineup. I don't want Fabinho to lose his place though. I thought he was excellent today. 4-2-3-1, same lineup. It'd be tough. Tough to see him go with the exact same. I'd say Jimmy Milner might come in place of Genie, because Genie's played a lot of games. He's going to need a little bit of a rest. Mossy Wassy said Alisson, Trent, Gomez, VVD, Robbo, Genie, Milner, Shaqiri, Mane, Salah, Origi. So you're going for no Hendo or no Fabinho in your team. Interesting selection. I want Origi to start against Burnley since Firmino hasn't been great this season. Sour cunt, what means it, said Rod. Moany bastard, Rod. He could have been bitter, basically. He could have gone full on Everton about it. Did Divock score? He did indeed. He did indeed. A little last minute tap in. Divock with a screamer from 30 yards out. Origi is a scouser now. Chris Taylor said, I'm not too proud of today's result, but sometimes you need that kind of luck. That bit of luck seems to be falling our way this season, Chris. We've had a couple of things just go our way, and you need that. We've often said you win titles or you win things, you need a bit of luck along the way. Today could have been one of those moments. Actually, today was one of those moments. And long may it continue. We need some more of them, but we need to improve performances as well. We can celebrate today's win, and rightly so, but we know we've more levels to go through. That isn't the best Liverpool that we've seen. We know Liverpool can play better than they have. And I understand what Klopp is saying. If we're attacking and we're letting it go to the back, people are saying we need to look at the back. And naturally, if you try and shore up the back a little bit, it might cost you a bit going forward. So there is this balance that you have to find. But at the same time, we all know that the forwards have a bit more to come, that they're not quite at their peak yet. Cameron's team is Alisson, Trent, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robbo, Fabinho, Keita, Shaqiri, Firmino, Mane, Salah. That would do me very nicely indeed, Cameron. That's the type of team that I'd like to see going forward in the season, mate, for the big games. I just hope Keita can cement his place. Brian said, same formation but same problem. I'm guessing which two will start in midfield. I think that's it, isn't it, Brian? Most of the team picks itself, but that midfield is always the question. Lars 11 on Wednesday is Thomas Boland, Furno, Brian, Rod, Mighty Lad, Kevlar, Liverpool fan, Craig, Lars, and we'll win 7-0. I'll take it. I'll take a 7-0, keeping a clean sheet as well. Another clean sheet today. We can't just move on past that, by the way. Another clean sheet for Alisson. Another clean sheet for that Liverpool defence. 5 goals conceded in 14 games. That is fantastic. That is absolute quality. Furno's going Alisson, Robbo, VVD, Gomez, Trent, Keita, Fabinho, Shaqiri, Mane, Origi and Salah. Well, look, Sturridge came on earlier in the game and Origi had more impact in the game. Although Sturridge did have a beautiful bit of footwork out in the left-hand side of the box. Really, really good from him on that occasion. Would love to see Fabinho and Keita start with Milner in midfield, give Gini a rest. I really do think Gini needs a rest, Cameron. He's played so many games, been very consistent this season. Lots of plaudits for Gini Wijnaldum this season so far. But I think you can see a little bit of tiredness setting in, and the last few games he hasn't quite gotten up to the same level, and I really think that's down to a little bit of fatigue. Alisson, Trent, he said Lovers, but I think you mean Lovren. Gomez, Robbo, Millie, Gini, Fabinho, Mane, Mo and Bobby. Give VVD a rest. Oh, that's a big show. VVD, is he allowed to have a rest? Are we allowed to give him a rest? I don't know if we can. I'm not even joking. Can we give him a rest? Away as well? If we're going to rest him, it'd have to be at home, surely. Origi loving at my place in the dark room, said Rod. It's Alex has gone Alisson, Moreno, VVD, Lovren, Gomez, Hendo, Fabinho, Wijnaldum, Mane, Origi, Salah. So we're giving Trent another rest, and we're playing Moreno at left back, bringing Hendo back in, and giving Origi a run up front. Moreno really is a fucking head scratcher, isn't he? If we were playing a 3-5-2, then there would probably be a shout for Moreno getting a run on the left hand side if he had less defensive responsibility. Although in a 3-5-2 you don't really have that much less, do you? When you're in transition and you're defending, you tuck back into a 5. Moreno needs the confidence to be a world class left back. He's going to be gone soon. A lot of rumours about him going to Arsenal. Liverpool can't stop it. We can say we wouldn't like it to happen, but at the end of the day he's free at the end of the season. So we can sign in January, he can sign for a club overseas, but at the end of the season he's free to move on to whoever he wants. I think Moreno would suit us if we played at 3 at the back, said Cameron, which is pretty much just as I said, and I didn't even see your comment. So good to see people are thinking the same way. Man United's defence is made of Titanic, Liverpool's defence is made of steel. I seen somewhere that United they'd either put in and had refused, or they were looking to something about 82 million for Koulibaly. at Manchester United and the bid being refused. I'm not sure what paper that came out of, but I've seen it somewhere. How good was Alisson? Some unreal save, said Chris. Mate, he was quality. And how did he save the one from Gomes with the header? How? I know it was point blank, but he spread himself, made himself so big. Fucking unbelievable. Unbelievable. And Joe Gomez as well, to have the train of thought to get back and get that off the line. It was just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Larry Leet said, just in from Calgary, Canada, the pub went mental today. Cheers to all you beautiful Reds. I'm so glad that you enjoyed it, Larry, and I'm so glad that the pub you're in was full of Reds and you all enjoyed it. Please do pass on my best, mate, to all the Calgary Reds. And I'm so glad you enjoyed it, mate. That's all I can say. I really am. I was thinking about, when I finished the stream today, I had a few moments to myself, and I was just thinking about how everybody around the world would have celebrated that goal. And it makes you smile. It makes you smile to know that one moment of ORIGI scoring was celebrated in all parts of the world by Reds everywhere. That's how much this stuff means to us. Joe Gomez is a beast and VVD is the best on the planet. When could we ever say that about our defence? Alisson just sets it all off. Best we've been sorted for a generation. And the really good thing about that, Brian, is that a lot of those players are very young. So our defence looks like it's sorted for many years to come, and will only get better the more they play together. But I still can't for the life of me understand how Sky gave Robbo and Trent a 6. I just don't get that. Robbo was up and down that left wing amazingly. No idea how he just got a 6. No idea. Kev said, I've got to bop ORIGI, you're my baby stuck in my head. Oh, the song, sorry, yeah. Nah, he deserves an old song today, ORIGI. God bless him. God bless Divock. You know what? He had a striker's instinct to follow it in. If he didn't follow it in, then he wouldn't have had that tap in. Sturridge stood there and watched. ORIGI ran in after it. Followed the ball right onto the keeper. His presence beside the keeper might have freaked him out. You never know. Did anyone see Divock Origi's goal with Titanic music? Of course, for now. You knew that was coming soon. Yeah, it was good. Any goal to Titanic music is fucking class. I'm so happy, Larry, and I live in Merseyside, said Susan. It was just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day to be a Red. Oh, it was Koulibaly that told him to fuck off, was it? Nice. United to play Fellaini at centre back. If they could have 11 Fellaini's, Mourinho would definitely have 11 Fellaini's. Alisson's the best keeper in the league, said Kenzood. Him and De Gea are certainly up there. I'd love to see Milinkovic-Savic at Liverpool, said it's Alex. I always thought he would have been nailed on to go to United. He just seems like a United player. Haven't heard many links of him to Liverpool, if I'm being honest. But he's a very, very talented footballer. Big beast of a fella as well. Louis said I went mental and I'm still not over it. I saw your comment on Tom FIFA Heaven's video. ORIGI got injured after 2 minutes against Everton. That wasn't aimed at me. October asks, did everybody see the video of Alisson hugging Pickford after the match and Pickford freaking out like a trapped cat? I've seen the hug anyway, October, and that's what I was saying earlier on. That's the type of guy he is. Fair fucks to him. He went up to him and embraced him after the game. And I've got to be honest, if Pickford had a little sly dig at me like he did at Alisson early on in the season, I'd have probably been having a word in his ear a little bit differently. But that's why I'm not half the man that Alisson Becker is. Craig, I have a solution to the copyright problem. Stream on Twitch. Done that. Tried it. It's full of assholes. Simple answer there, Alex. We did try streaming on Twitch, and all we got was little idiots trolling, and I mean like trolling everywhere. No, it was just absolutely pointless. Alisson saved us at least 8 points already. Lara said I have an adult diaper. I had to change it so many times. Imagine if VVD's scissor clearance had gone straight in at 10-1, said Kevlar. Yeah, but it's more the way it went is so much better, Kev, isn't it? So much better. That fucked up, misstruck shot that just sails up into the air, going over the crossbar, but Pickford trying to prove a point, taps it back onto the bar, bounces off the bar, and then Titanic music kicks in and Divock Origi's there, bang, goal. Everybody, Everton player, goalkeeper, turn around, looking at the linesman, praying for a flag, praying for a get out of jail card, but it wasn't coming because there was nothing wrong with it. Goal stood, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I wouldn't swap Alisson for De Gea. I love Alisson, better footballer. Oh look, Alisson suits our system perfectly, Brian. And as I've said all summer, he's the one that I wanted. He is the one for Sorry, I had to do that. Yeah, he's the one I wanted all summer. Couldn't believe when we got him. I was so happy. What a day and what a game for the Reds, said Susan Cox. It's just a beautiful, beautiful day. It really is. I'm so happy the way that ended. It actually couldn't have been a better ending. Don't forget Origi rejected to go to Wolves as he wanted to prove himself at Liverpool. That's, you know, he did. To be fair, he did. I don't know about the money side of it, but I know that there was certainly interest there, so it's a good show. Everyone can agree that Alisson has the best beard. He does. A massive beard envy with Alisson. Massive. If only I could grow a beard like that. Still hyped over the win. How about you, said Louis. Mate, my voice is gone. It's absolutely fucked. I've been struggling to get through this stream. Origi more of a legend than Gerrard, said Nevo. What else have we got? Have you guys seen Pickford tweet going around from ages ago saying he'd never make a mistake? Yeah, fuck Pickford. We spoke about that earlier on. He had a little sly dig when Alisson made that fuck up against Leicester, and now it's come back to haunt him because he's had 2 howlers this season. So that's what you get for running your mouth. If you're going to run your mouth in life, then you got to make sure you can back it up. And Pickford didn't back it up. Alisson's beard has grown back so quickly. I know, Ferno, I was only thinking that. He trimmed it down, and then just to show off, it grows back in a couple of days, as beautiful as ever. Alisson transfer is my favourite ever. Huge statement, said Brian. As much as I loved Alisson, and I was so happy we got him, I can't lie, Keita is the one that excited me in the summer. I have such high hopes for him at Liverpool. I think he can be a beast. But Alisson was a statement, as you said, Brian. It was a statement that Liverpool are fucking serious. It was a statement that the owners are backing the manager. It was a statement that the manager knows what he needs and isn't afraid to go after it. Alisson slick back, much better. He's so good with his feet. And do you know what? He's learned. You can see he's learned. He's not taking any chances anymore. He's moving the ball a lot quicker. He's not drawing on players. He's learned from what happened at Leicester. The beard was shorter in that porno we made, said Kev. Alisson versus Pickford, no competition. Did Alisson shave it off for Movember? I don't know, he trimmed it before. Which game was it he had it trimmed before? It was a couple of games back. He had it trimmed right down, and I remember thinking, oh, hang on. And then it just grew back so quickly. Origi was so humble after the game. Such a baller, said Dylan Connolly. A couple of people have mentioned that, Dylan, mate. I haven't seen the interview yet because I had it on mute because I was still streaming at the time. But I will watch it back, and it's great to hear that. It really is. It's good to hear that he has that mentality, that he still wants to progress, he still wants to learn, and the hunger and desire to improve himself. So that's a winner's mentality. Where's the Alisson chant? We need to come up with one. Yeah, he really does deserve one. Is there any songs about beards or anything? I don't know. I'll leave that to the lads that come up with the songs because they're infinitely more talented than me. I don't like kissing bearded men, but okay, said Rod. Guys, I'm going to leave it there for tonight if that's okay. It's been great to come on and chat with you all again. Today was being a hectic day. Thank you everybody for coming on. If you're new and you haven't yet subscribed, please do hit the subscribe button on the way out, and don't forget to drop a like on the stream as well. Thank you so much for coming back on tonight. It's been a pleasure to celebrate this win with you all again. I look forward to chatting to you all tomorrow at about 10:15. Until then, guys, good night to you all. Love to each and every one of you. Hope all your families are well, and up the motherfucking Reds.